Turkey is one of those destinations that genuinely has everything, and I say that having traveled through a lot of Europe and the Mediterranean. Ancient history, stunning landscapes, world-class food, vibrant cities, and beaches that rival anywhere on the continent. In this video, I'm going to show you how to plan a complete 14-day trip to Turkey, covering Istanbul, Cappadocia, Ephesus, Bodrum, and Alaçati, with all the practical tips on transportation, currency, and costs that I wish I'd had before going. I'll also cover Antalya at the end as an optional extension. Turkey has over 10,000 years of continuous human history. It was home to some of the world's earliest civilizations, the Hittites, the Greeks, the Romans, the Byzantines, and then became the heart of the Ottoman Empire for over 6 centuries. After the fall of the empire following World War I, Ataturk founded the modern Republic of Turkey in 1923 and launched one of the most radical modernization programs in history. Today, Turkey sits literally at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. The Bosphorus Strait divides Istanbul between two continents, giving it a cultural identity unlike anywhere else I've ever been. Before we get into the itinerary, if you're finding this useful, a like really helps this content reach more people planning the same trip. And if you want the individual city guides for Istanbul and Cappadocia coming next, make sure you're subscribed. Alright, let's get into it. The split that worked best for me was 5 days in Istanbul, 3 days in Cappadocia, 1 day at Ephesus, 2 days in Bodrum, and 2 days in Alaçati, with 1 flexible day for connections. Antalya is an excellent addition if you have extra days. Starting with Istanbul, 5 days still felt like not enough. I started in Sultanahmet, where I'd recommend every first-time visitor begins. The Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, and the Topkapi Palace are all within walking distance and could fill to full days. Alone, the Basilica Cistern nearby completely surprised me. An underground Byzantine reservoir with marble columns, and an atmosphere that feels almost cinematic. And the Grand Bazaar, over 5,000 shops across 60 streets. Don't go with a list, just get lost in it. Do not skip the hammam. A traditional Turkish bath sounds touristy, but it was genuinely one of the highlights of the trip. The most historic options are all within walking distance of Sultanahmet. Beyond the historic center, the Beyoklu district and the Galata neighborhood showed me a completely different side of the city. And for the best sunset of the trip, take the short ferry to Skadar on the Asian side and watch the European skyline from across the water with a glass of tea in hand. Moving on to Cappadocia, nothing really prepares you for seeing it in person. Fairy chimneys, cave dwellings, underground cities, and valleys that look like nowhere else on Earth. I based myself in Jerem and spent the first day on a scooter exploring the valleys. Love Valley, Rose Valley, and the White Valley are all extraordinary. The Jerem Open Air Museum and Derinkuyu Underground City are unmissable. And the hot air balloon at sunrise. I don't have the words for it. Prices range from 150 to 300 euros per person, but it was the single most spectacular experience. From Cappadocia, I flew to Izmir and drove to Ephesus, one of the best preserved ancient Roman cities on Earth. Walking past the Library of Celsus and the Great Theater gave me a sense of awe. I don't feel at every archaeological site. Allow at least 3 hours. The House of the Virgin Mary on a forested hillside above the ruins is peaceful in a way. From Ephesus, I continued to Bodrum. After days of history, it felt like a reward. Gömeklik was my favorite part of the peninsula. Bohemian, relaxed, waterside fish restaurants, and a feel that hasn't been overrun yet. Then on to Alaçati, which genuinely caught me off guard. No landmarks to tick off. The town itself is the attraction. Cobblestone streets, bougainvillea over stone walls, and a food scene world-class for a town of its size. I wandered without a plan and had the longest lunches of the entire trip. If you have extra days, Antalya is the natural way to close the trip. The old town Kaleki has Roman walls, Ottoman architecture, and a beautiful harbor. From there you can reach the ancient theater of Aspendos and the travertine terraces of Pamukkale. Now the practical stuff. Turkey uses the Turkish lira, not the euro. Exchange money at local offices called döviz and avoid airport counters. The rates are significantly worse. Cards are widely accepted, but carry cash for markets and street food for getting around. Domestic flights are the way to go between cities. Turkish Airlines and Pegasus offer frequent and affordable connections. Book in advance. The Istanbul cart covers metro, tram, buses, and ferries and is essential within the city. On budget, I spent around 120 to 180 euros per day, and that felt comfortable. Restaurant meals ran 15 to 25 euros, hotels between 80 and 150 euros per night. The main splurges are the balloon in Cappadocia and entrance fees at the major sites. For timing, April through June and September through October are the sweet spots. I went in October. Heat softened, crowds thin, Aegean still warm enough to swim. Avoid August in Bodrum and Alaçati unless you book months ahead. On language, English is widely spoken in tourist areas throughout the main cities. A translation app helps outside Istanbul, and a few words go a long way. Merhaba for hello, teşekkürler for thank you, evet and hayır for yes and no. Turkey exceeded every expectation I had going in, and I had high ones. The more you explore beyond the obvious, the more extraordinary it becomes. In the next videos, I'll go deep into Istanbul and Cappadocia individually. If Turkey is on your radar, save this video for when you start planning. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I read every single one.